Good afternoon, everyone. It's very nice to meet you all. Thank you, the esteemed panelists, for an amazing discussion, and thank you, IFF, for having me here. What I promise you for the next 10-15 minutes is all about AI with zero tech jargon. And I think a very nice question was put through, which was about what more can we do? What more can we do? AI is not just e-commerce. AI is not just technology. AI is not just how you can personalize stuff. It is a lot more. But before that, what is AI? What do we say? No technology? I think it is the new electricity. Why electricity? It is a general purpose technology, A. Going forward, it will be used for anything and everything you can think of. Second, it's like a grid. You will be able to plug into that grid with your applications, with what your asks are, and it is going to give you your inputs back. I mean, we recently heard of a new AI venture called DeepSeek. Anyone heard of DeepSeek so far? Yes, see? Better than, let's say, ChatGPT, if that is a benchmark. Faster than ChatGPT, lower cost than ChatGPT, and open source. Yes, that is what I mean when I talk about a grid, an open source technology which is so powerful and runs on significantly lesser compute power than the technologies of today. So what it offers you is a potential to build new applications. But what about the organization? So we're going to answer the question which the panel so eminently put is, what more can we do with AI? So what I've mapped here is different stages of organizational evolution in artificial intelligence. So at extreme left, we have AI enhanced, a company using AI to be operationally more efficient. Then we move on to company using AI as a complementary experience. Moving on, embedded AI to everything that the company is impossible without AI. In the world which is emerging, moving from left to right is no longer an option but a necessity. So what I talk about is the journey which the organizations can take, which the fashion retailers can take in particular, to start their journey on level 1, which is AI enhanced, and move on with higher and higher efficiencies to level 5. So what is it changing? I think we spoke about customer centricity, and about 71% of the consumers expect companies to provide them with personalized interactions. I don't know why it's moving, yeah. And NLMs can analyze the data. Earlier we had analytics, we used to go to Google, we used to go to a lot of these tools, but today you can speak, you can ask about customer profiles, and you can provide tailored product recommendations. You can plug into your systems, whether it is online and offline. Offline is very critical. Offline recognition actually gets lost in the translation, but the moment customer gives you a phone number or there is a facial recognition technology, you should be able to look at what the customer preferences are. Has anybody heard of ChatGPT search? Yes? The pundits say that the ChatGPT search will replace Google very soon, sooner than we think of. Imagine what paradigm does it create for you. All digital marketing today is centered around either Google or Meta. And now you have a big channel emerging. Tomorrow there could be DeepSeek search for all we know. A new channel emerging of which we know very little. We don't know how it operates, how it's going to put messages. There are already billions of people on the AI platforms today. Then AI agents. I mean, to simplify, what is an AI agent? It's an automator. Give you an example, I want to invest in stocks. What do? I go to various different stock levels, I check the stock performance, I go to research, I do everything. But here you can actually, through no code or low code platforms, program them to go and get you that information. What is it going to shift? Payment systems. It's going to shift marketing from attention grabbing campaigns to kind of machine readable and customized platforms, and big shift in customer support and resolve the language barriers. This field is called natural language processing, which basically means eventually you will be able to converse with it in not English, but your natural language, be it Hindi, Punjabi, Kannada, Telugu, whatever. So that's what it implies. And a big one is demand forecasting. Conversational demand forecasting, what store is selling what, how can I increase sales by selling what, or your recommendation is sell more white shirts, your store sales is going to increase by 10 to 15%. And then the biggest one is the interactive store experiences. But how to prepare for this change, right? I think clear objective is important. The approach of taking one tool or another tool to do task A or task B and task C, better to have a comprehensive approach. And I think the big one, the very big one, is the AI ready workforce. The HR angle is the most critical angle in this, because the very people you have in the business today are going to power these tools in future. So what is needed for them? It is more about training them on tools, training them on technologies, and then creating a data-driven culture within the organization. A data which is not siloed, which does not sit everywhere, but is consolidated into one consolidated specific report, and then the specialized expertise. We have heard of DPDP Act. DPDP Act says you need to have a digital data protection officer. Europe has already mandated you have to have AI ethics officers in the organization. So this requires specialized expertise and then cross-functional collaboration, because AI is not about one silo. Information is not limited to one silo. It spreads across the organization to benefit everyone. How do you prepare? Big one is data, garbage in, garbage out, the sources and quality, and how you govern what is going in, and the integration of various tools. And then the last step is to test and develop the AI solutions. Now, when you develop the AI solutions, how do you know it is giving you the right output? I'll give you a good example. An HR company deployed a function, an AI, to vet resumes. The data it was trained on had 20% female applicants with a success rate of 2%. So it started vetting all the resumes with that rate of acceptance in mind, therefore ignoring a lot of good candidates, AI bias. It's going to be as good as what you train it on. So very important to check your whatever tools you deploy, to check their output through different mitigation tools. And then transparency and accountability. There is a fear about AI within the organization, in the management, that how is it going to change us. Transparency into how AI works, not there today. So DeepSeek is the most transparent model. It shows you the weights it has assigned. Sorry, only technical term I'm going to use now. And none of the other models tell you. And accountability, that be accountable. That tool has to be accountable, or the person running it, or the organization running it has to be accountable for the output. And it has to be created in an ethics framework, that what it can do, what it cannot do. Going back to the HR decisions, can it take a firing decision? No. That has to be eventually devolved into a human. Till what limits the AI can go, till what limits your technology can go. Then in terms of the challenges and risks which we have, I think organizational culture and resistance is the biggest risk for implementation. Now look at comprehensively in what I just spoke about AI being electricity. It is powering everything, and the organization has to adapt it and move from being an AI assisted to a completely AI embedded organization, right? Who is going to do that? It is the organizational culture, and it is the organizational people who are going to enable it, right? Then the second one is data quality and the availability. Now there are a lot of the conversations in the organization that I have this data, but it does not match your data, and we have to take a decision. The source of data is the biggest challenge. How the organizations have structured their master data management is one of the biggest challenge today. How is that consolidated is the second challenge and risk. Third is build or outsource. This is a big one. There are a lot of vendors who have AI tools today, and organizations are tempted, and are rightfully so eager to adopt them. But what is the model you would like to adopt? Eventually, you would like to integrate everything into one at some point in time. And how would you evaluate that tool? Is there an audit system for that? Is there an ethics system for that? And therefore, does it mean that you kind of, instead of buying, you build a tool? If you want to build a tool, what are the things around that tool specifically which you would like to address? So build or buy decisions depending on your data size and your requirements. Third is, and the last one is the security risks. The thing about AI is once in, never out. So once the data goes in to an AI engine, you cannot take it out. In privacy, you can actually say delete my data. You can say to the website that I don't want you to hold any information. You can say delete all my cookies, but you cannot do this in AI. So would you like to feed your data if you are using GPT, ChatGPT into it? It may or may not be visible to everyone. Or would you like to build your own large language model basis on your data? That is a difference between large language model or a small language model. So all these options, all these things are very important to consider when you are building the AI planning for your specific organization. To summarize, my time is going to be up. It is critical to be in the field of AI as in from an adaptation point of view, from getting it into your organization. The roadmap should be defined very, very clearly. Having random tools may not be the answer, and it is going to be everywhere, so not being on AI is also not an option. So, and it affects every function of your specific organization, not just e-commerce, not just an app, but right from HR to finance to logistics, everything gets affected. So the change has to be organizational wide, right? That's it from my side. Thank you very much.